Hi, my name is Mercedes. I am 17 and in the 11th grade. I have a learning disability and reading comprehension, and I am also hard of hearing. Some of my strengths are I have good math skills and can read difficult words and phrases. I can retell familiar stories and identify key vocabulary and identify the feelings of the characters. I feel empathy and connect my own life with the stories/events I read about. The weaknesses I have include trouble comprehending, so have difficult answering questions from content area. Also, I have difficult pronouncing and understanding big words. I am a member of our SAD group at the high school I attend. Some accommodations I receive in high school are preferred seating. I like to sit in the front and in the middle of the classes. I use an auxiliary cord when I'm taking a test on a computer that has sound. Also, I have an alternative setting for tests in the Learning Lab, and they are read to me. I don't need these accommodations for quizzes/tests and math. I want to become a hairstylist and enroll in Lake Area Technical College. I will get an apartment in Watertown while attending college and don't really know where I would like to live when completed with college. Supports I will need when I'm at Lake Area Technical Institution would be an FM system, EchoPen, and my hearing aids. In my free time, I love to sing, dance, and do art. I collect rocks for a hobby. I am into anything connected with Halloween, and I love Valentine's Day.
That was a lot of information in a short period of time. She did a good job. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Aaron, and you can work with Mercedes.
Thanks, Dan. So yeah, this is another one that there's just so many places we can begin with Mercedes. It's exciting to hear how excited she seems so excited about the future and so excited about the opportunities for post-secondary education, excited about becoming a hairstylist, excited about the skills that she has. And so I guess we'd start a lot in the same place that we'd start with the others that we've talked about today. We'd establish that team. And what I do is establish that team in Watertown, if that's not where she's living currently. Because now when she goes to Watertown, she has a person in the community who is keeping tabs on her, that she can reach out to if she's having problems, that knows the town, that knows the resources available, and is actively working to support her in her academic goals. So whether or not we could help financially with her schooling, and we can for programs that are on our providers list, we would support her in a lot of other ways. You know, we would make sure that transportation wasn't the reason that she couldn't get to the school and be successful. You know, we could make sure that the cost of a textbook is not something that would prevent her from being successful. Another thing that we're working on that's new is pairing our participants who are going into post-secondary education with a virtual tutor and mentor who can meet with them, talk about their academic needs, help them formulate the words that they need to use to express the problems they might be having. Help with that technical assistance sometimes. As we know, even the in-person classes are really online classes as well these days, because there's just such a huge online component in just about every class anymore. Those things can be so daunting, and they might seem like small problems, but they can add up. So if you have somebody who's actively working with you, somebody who can pick up the phone and make a phone call with you, those things can be so meaningful in being successful. Not only that, we have a great partnership with Lake Area Technical College. We have staff at the LR who are in Lake Area Technical College, someone that she can swing by and talk to. While she's doing her studies, we can talk to her about getting some experience in that field. If she wants to be a hairdresser, maybe she wants to pursue a paid internship at a place that does that. Start earning some experience while she's earning a little bit of money attending school. And just like everyone else, we'd want to establish the team of other state, federal, local, nonprofits in the town that are interested in seeing her succeed. That includes the school. You know, we have integrated resource teams as part of a regular procedure when we are supporting somebody through school, whether or not we're paying for them. We want to make sure that we're advocating. Why are these grades slipping? What can we do here? Is there a reason that you're not turning these assignments in? How can we help you problem solve? So those things, I believe, build a foundation that can lead towards success. So she definitely wants to work with us. We've got a great team out in Watertown, and LATC is a great institution.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Allison, take a stab at Mercedes.
Yep. So Mercedes definitely looks like she's a very social girl. And so kind of coming with the services that we provide, I think she'd do really well in maybe attending my peer support group or any support group, and maybe actually becoming a peer support visitor and giving that support to others, maybe close to her age and maybe similar disability. Another one is she did state that she wants to go to Lake area. We do have a couple specialists in Watertown, so they can give that support there out in the community in her home. So that would be another huge service that we could provide for her. Kind of the first thing I'd like to kind of, as a specialist, is build that rapport, like I said, with the others, kind of see what she could benefit from, maybe what kind of skills that maybe she needs to maybe continue working on, or maybe she could use support in, maybe learning how to budget, those kinds of things, living on her own. Another thing is maybe attending the summer transition program, like I kind of said with the others, and learning those skills. And like I said, she's a sociable girl. So I think she would really enjoy that program, and maybe building those friendships and kind of giving that leadership to those others. And so as well, lastly, advocacy. We could all use that, learning to speak for ourselves and maybe practice those scenarios, especially with her going to college and those kinds of things. And also looking out for maybe community resources and how she can maybe, get in contact with other resources out there and what she could benefit from. If she approaches where she has maybe some paperwork or things that she may not understand, that is something where as a specialist we can come in place and maybe explain those things to her. So yeah, she definitely could utilize some of our services, and she would definitely get to work one-on-one with us specialists. So yeah.
So I guess a question for you would be, I guess if you were working with her IEP team, would you suggest that the ILC might be able to assist her with locating an apartment? Because when you go to tech school, you just don't have a dorm room or whatever. Can they help with that, and maybe help with getting her located and those kind of things?
Yep. So let's say if she was here in Aberdeen, I could work with the specialist in Watertown, as well as, her and her family, and kind of get her, in that direction and how to apply, and maybe looking at different places and what she can afford. If she can get on housing, we would definitely apply for that and get that started, because sometimes there is, a wait list and what you could be approved for if she can get Section 8, those kinds of things. So that's where we can come in place and do some of that research, with her and for her as well. And so kind of get that process going, and that way she can get a place to live.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. Okay. Katie and Emily.
Yeah, so that was so exciting to hear about Mercedes. She seems just like a wonderful individual, and she'd be super fun to work with. So for Mercedes, of course, first we'd want her to apply for our services and go through the eligibility process. And then if she is eligible, again, we could do that e-track program that I previously talked about to start working on those soft skills. Since she still is in high school, we can definitely look at project skills to gain work experience. She sounds like she knows what she's interested in and knows what she wants to do, and that's great, because not all students know that right away. So the fact that she has an awareness, she's kind of already a step ahead. So we could look at maybe doing project skills at a hair salon or beauty supply place, makeup store, even we could look at even dog grooming. If she's really interested in that hair cosmetology stuff, that could be a step in the right direction too. We'd assist her with researching, of course, Lake Area Technical College, looking into that some more, and maybe even other schools that provide programs that she'd be interested in. Maybe she doesn't know that there's other schools that can provide that too. So we would want to assist in researching that. Guidance with applying for the FAFSA once she would get to that point, or scholarships. If she would meet financial need, we could assist with, paying for those books or tuition. Assistive technology services, we could assist with too, which sounds like she's already using those in high school. I think she mentioned the Echo Pen. So we could possibly help in purchasing that to make sure she's successful in her classes. With that apartment piece, referring her to the services that could help her find the apartment, we can also assist with things like that too. And continual follow along. So an awesome part about our program is if we start working with a student in high school, we can stick with them through that transition into adulthood. So if she is going to college, we would stick with her with that follow along, providing services. Even if she is having a job during school, we'd want to be there to support her in that paid work to help her get that experience for after she graduates. She just seems like an awesome candidate in person for the Youth Leadership Forum. If she has never done that, I'd really encourage her to do that. I think she'd be wonderful in that program, and I think she'd like it a lot. Same with Catch the Wave through the Transition Services Liaison Project. I think would be a really good thing for her to participate in and learn more about post-secondary education and services.
Thank you, Emily. Now, if she isn't connected with the Lake Area Tech at this point, and you were on the IEP team, would you refer her to the disability services folks there at the school?
Yes, definitely. That would be really important. We try and make that a point with any students that we're working with that are looking at post-secondary to contact those disability coordinators will be an important first step.
Great, thank you. Okay, Rhonda.
Yeah, so I would ask some basic questions about where she's at with benefits. I don't think that she mentioned anything about applying or parents having questions about that. She didn't say how old she was either, is that correct?
It sounded like she was about 17, junior in high
Yeah,
school.
we definitely want to go over again the basics of benefits, and if she's not getting them now, why that might be, and why she might want to think about applying for the benefits at 18. Also, get her connected with Independent Living Choices if she is interested in that. Find out what other programs she is working with. For example, if she's working with the Medicaid waiver, the choices waiver, or the family support waiver, because I'd want to go over some basics with the different roles for that program. ABLE accounts for sure. But then if she is interested in applying for benefits, or if she is getting them now, I'd really want to talk about the PASS plan and the student earned income exclusion. Those are two very important work incentives for an individual. The student earned income exclusion if they're getting SSI, if they're attending school, if they are working. But then the PASS plan is something that we'd want to talk about. Even if she's not getting SSI, if she's getting SSDI, then she's a perfect PASS candidate if that's the case. And since she is wanting to look at school, that can help to pay for her school so that she can reach her work goal of being a beautician or a dog groomer or any of those other things. So ABLE, Independent Living Choices, applying for benefits, and then the two different work incentives that are associated with student status. Yeah.
Okay, good. Does anyone else have anything? You guys want any follow-up to Mercedes?
Dan, just a, oh,
Nope,
Yeah,
go
you're-
ahead. Go on. I'll go after.
okay, well, actually, it's going to be a kind of a question for you, Allison. I know with the independent living choices that you cover part of the state, if someone was living maybe out in the western part of the state, is there another agency that they should be contacting?
Yep, WRIL, so Western for Independent Living Center there. So, yep, that would be another good resource if they were out there, out that way. So WRIL.
That'd be Western Resources for Independent Living, right?
Yep.
And then did you have something else to comment on, Emily?
Yes, I did. So she did mention that she is hard of hearing. So one device that my agency, or depending on any other agency she is working with, I don't know if she has the device already, but to kind of keep her independent in her home, we could always look at getting her the Alert Master. So what that is, you know, maybe if somebody's at the door, she has a doorbell that would set off the lights to flash, maybe an alarm clock that would set off the lights, just to kind of give her that assistance, you know, especially if she's going to be in school, maybe getting a job, those kinds of things to keep her independent in her home. So that is something that we could look at purchasing for her.
Great, thanks. Sounds like you might be able to assist with different kinds of accommodations for different folks so that they
Yep.
can live in their own home and be as independent as possible.
Yes, that is our ultimate goal. Just we kind of look at it, we can't kind of work more with the medical, but we can look at devices that will keep them independent in their homes.